Hi, folks. We are looking at the silver and gold results for things that are past for a couple of weeks. Want to show you a little bit about what's going on here. We did have a pretty good week, right? And so let's just take a look at the silver segments. We had, these triggers went off for the SPY, the IWM, and the Qs, and I have to tell you, I was a little nervous about taking them. Truthfully, I really, really was nervous about taking them, but as you can see, stellar results all the way around into targets, adjusted hard stops. Everything moved up nicely and continued to move. We did get stopped out of the IWM before it hit the upper targets, and we also did get stopped out of SPY and the Qs, but SPY did hit this top line target of 166.03 and kept running. We had a trailing stop left on one of them that we got out at 1332, got stopped out, but still ran, and we did not get to take part in these because the stop was tight and just trying to preserve profits, but still, absolutely stellar gains. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 closed trades. We still have a couple that are active. Actually, one that's active on the short side. Those of you in the silver and gold membership, you'll see those updates a little bit later. But yeah, totally green week all the way around for silver. Oh, wow. I didn't realize it'd give me all of that. Well, that's a little bit big, isn't it? But you get to see that. You can look at that a little bit closely if you like. Just pause it and see what's going on. For the gold, we had a little bit of a tough week with Walmart. Now, remember, I did say, hey, listen, this thing's going into earnings. I cut everything down, lost only one contract at this lower price here, but did certainly trim everything down because it was going into earnings. I had to be really secure to keep any kind of big position into earnings. I did with Johnson & Johnson, and that worked out really well. And now not so well with with Walmart. Now, I adjusted the stop here in Walmart to keep us in a better shape, keep us out of trouble from losing vast quantities. For XLV, I also had an adjusted hard stop, but you know what? I probably shouldn't have, because this thing jockeyed a great deal and should have had the extra 40 cents in there. Yes, it would have put us at risk. Hindsight's always 20/20, of course, but as this thing closed into target, it did give us 35%. Now, we do have a couple that are still active and moving pretty well. One of them's been active for a while, and actually these probably shouldn't be here in open access, but well, there you go. A lot of these are going to do exactly what we need for them to do. Not a great week for the gold membership, but again, in flux, and a lot of these that we chose were very, very noisy. Very, very noisy. But you know what? That's the way it is sometimes. Read a great article by Charles Kirk in the Kirk Report talking about how to stay profitable, and if there's a guy that knows how to do that, it is Charles Kirk. And he talks about sticking with strategies even though they have a little trouble short term, having the ability and stick-to-itiveness, my own personal word there, to stay in a particular strategy that is proven and works, which this one is just having a little bit of trouble, right? Doesn't mean that it's not going to be great. Last couple of weeks, it's had some tremendous returns, up well over 150%. Sometimes it just has these little rocky spaces, and that's it. You've got to be consistent and stick with a strategy and not look at short term things that give us a little bit of a shake, but realize the long term strategy is highly profitable and highly productive. All right, well, that's all I wanted to say. Hopefully, you are in a good space coming up into this next week. It's going to be a very, very interesting week. Look for the SPY report for more information. And that's the report.